Hi everyone, let's begin quantum mechanics. This theory of quantum mechanics was developed in 20th century, about 100 years back. Before then, in 19th century, there were certain experiments like blackbody radiation, photoelectric effect, and discrete spectrum of hydrogen, which could not explain by the existing theory. Actually, this prompted the development of this theory of quantum mechanics. Let's begin quantum mechanics by understanding the science of matter, that is, chemistry. When we think of chemistry, we get a clear picture of the molecular structure, some chemical reactions, some colored chemicals, and periodic table, etc. etc. Is there a general way to understand all the things associated with the chemistry? The answer is yes. If we change our perspective by looking at matter microscopically, then we can see all the materials are made up of molecules and atoms, which in turn are made up of nuclei and electrons. So, any change the matter undergoes can be studied by just simply looking at the nuclei and electrons. For example, if a bond is breaking or a bond is forming, there we can see a rearrangement of this electron and nuclei. And another example is the color of a material comes from if the electrons absorb certain frequency of light and excites to a higher energy level. And the state of a matter, whether the material is solid, liquid or gas, is determined by the arrangement of nuclei and electrons, which means chemistry is all about electrons. That is, if we understand electronic behavior, we can understand the chemistry in a general way. And we know electrons are tiny particles and do not obey the law of classical mechanics. These microscopic particles like electrons follows the laws of quantum mechanics. More precisely, quantum chemistry is the application of quantum mechanics to the chemical systems like atoms and molecules. And the word quantum means a fixed amount of something. So, in quantum mechanics, the properties of particles will increase or decrease in a minimum amount. It is interesting to note that quantum mechanics is applicable to all kinds of particles, whether it is heavy or light, that means for electrons and footballs too. In the case of the heavy particles, quantum mechanics give the same result as classical mechanics. Now let me tell the perspectives of quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics describes the motion of microscopic particles like electrons and nuclei. What we observe when a chemical change happens is a macroscopic phenomena and can be studied by other branch of chemistry called thermodynamics. There is another which relates the quantum mechanics to thermodynamics. That is, it relates the micro world into macroscopic world, which is named as statistical mechanics. In the coming sessions, we will start by describing the fundamental principles of quantum mechanics, and we will then apply to quantum mechanics to simple model systems and eventually to atoms and molecules. We will discuss the stability of atoms, and finally we can understand why a chemical bond is formed between two atoms. Thank you.